What's up, guys? It's TKS Hobby back again with an update on my red cat, my Arrma Big Rock tank build slash is it a money pit or not? Well, as I go through and I run into things, my opinion goes back and forth. Like I said, it depends on really what you want to do, but if you're doing these things, and then you're gonna spend some money. Some of the things that I've done, I managed to find some deals because I managed to go to places like, eBay, and I'm shopping on Amazon. I haven't bought anything from Arrma Hobby or any place like that as of yet for this, because they got Arrma stuff and they got Arrma price. You know what I mean? Arrma, that's just the reality of it. Like I said, if you trying to just stay with the brand, it's a money pit. Bottom line, it's a money pit. And a lot of the stuff on here is pretty much. I mean, it's. I hear good things about Arrma, but I'm wondering, have you tried anybody else? I'm not gonna bash Arrma. But I got to tell the truth about some things. This is not the best design because you can't set the mesh. You know what I mean? You have to basically buy another one of these cases for this, cut the back out so you can set it and put it all together and set the mesh with this bearing being able to be, with the slipper clutch held in place. Because it wiggles if you try to do it off the case, and then trying to guess at that and then hoping that that's right. That's why people are burning up and stripping out gears and stuff, because they can't set the mesh right. That's really the only reason you'll strip a gear. I've used plastic gears, I've used metal gears, and I use my little trick with the paper, to set the mesh. I've not had that problem since I learned that trick. I have not had any problems with gear meshes on any model, be it Chinese, knockoff, cheap model, or any gears, be they plastic gears or metal gears or what have you. So that's just a bad design, but they have optional stuff. And then what's crazy is the upgrade design, they don't even fix that. They sell you a case. I'm gonna buy one because it's cheaper than what they have. They do have one. I can't just say they don't. GPM. If you get a GPM, it has preset holes that'll set your mesh, of course, based on the gearing you have, like a Traxxas, and some of the other models out there. Techno has picked that up, and like I said, some of the other models out there, they have preset holes for the mesh. That wouldn't have been a bad move for this. That would be like the move, and a better, just a better quality of plastic for the case. But as far as it goes, we're gonna deal with it. You're probably looking at like what's going on here. Yeah, let me just mention the fact that my shocks, you're right, they changed. I decided to go ahead and use my Vortex shocks because I wanted to put a center brace on this thing. And as I was looking for center braces, I got curious. I'm like, well, what if I want to go ahead on and use the Vortex shocks? I need to solve that problem. And I told y'all what it was, that the shock towers on the Vortex are shorter than the big rocks and the granite, even the Typhon 3S models. The Vortex is its own animal. And I can tell you that because when you get the Vortex parts, look at this. You get, when you buy the upper diff case, it comes with the molding already in it for the center brace. So I was like, that's a lucky mistake on my part. Because I did want to change the shocks in one of my 1/8 scales, and I was going to have to buy some, but now I don't have to do that because I've already done it. So I took these off, took them off of here, and I'm going to use it on that situation We'll talk about that another time. And I went on and put these vortex shocks on here, and my ride height is gonna be better. I'm already set up for my center brace, so that's some stuff I don't have to buy, so I end up saving money. And yeah, I just want to talk about my electronics real quick, because I'm excited about these things. You save money with some stuff, and some stuff it just throws you under the bus. That's the reality. So anyway, this is the motor I'm gonna use. My 3670 2900 kV. I'm gonna go with that. A little bit more torque, not torque. A little bit more torque, but not too much more. Because like I said, I'm keeping the 3S. And I went with the SC8 ESC. Everything is waterproof, and I stuck with the Amazon knockoff servo. I don't even need to show you that, but I will since I'm talking about it. I have to show you everything since I'm talking about it. As you can see, went with that. And I'll share links for everything in the description, obviously. Anyway, that's what I did. I decided to go with my vortex setup. And one other thing I want to point out that I thought was important. Talking about my electronics, I just want to show you everything that came with it. It was a good deal. It was a good deal. Of course, I got shrink wrap. Got double-sided tape. That's what this is. Got the instruction manual with the settings. That's always cool. Came with a card. It looks like the Hobbywing card, because for all intent and purposes it is a Hobbywing card, because it's a Hobbywing servo. ESC. It's a Hobbywing ESC. So it shows you how to use it. Comes with everything you need to set that ESC up, which is cool. And I want to show you this. I can't locate the other one, the original one at this moment. I don't know what I did with it. I put it somewhere and I don't see it. You know how you hide things right under your nose? I just did that. I hid that right up under my nose. So I don't know where it is. But I know that this is a good replacement for that. It comes with a red one and it comes with a black one. I'm showing you the black one because I put the red one on my truck. And this is actually exactly the same size. It's 19 millimeters from center hole to the furthest hole out on this arm. From here to here is 19 millimeters. Same exact size as the original servo horn for the Arrma Big Rock and all the 3S lines. So that'll work for all the 3S lines. I'll give you the link for that. It's not expensive. So yeah, just some things to point out, choices that I ended up making. I don't have to buy some of the parts for this. Well, in honesty, when you buy the kit to put this together, you end up getting these anyway because they won't sell them separate. That's Arrma's thing. It is what it is. It's weird. The stuff you should put things in give you everything you need. You don't. But then the stuff that it's like, okay, I really don't need all of that. Like if you break that one part that connects in here, the end of the rod that connects in here, you gotta buy everything again just to replace that. So you end up with, stuff you don't need. And then the things that you should get, things for, you don't get that stuff. You have to buy that stuff separate. So I don't really know who doing the thinking down in Arrma. I can't be mad because they clearly making plenty money off us. That's the situation with this. Look at that, man. That thing spinning, that front diff is really loose. This one, I'm gonna say it's not binding. You know, it's not binding. It's a little stiffer, but it's okay. I can live with that as long as it's not binding. That's my concern. But it is gonna put some drag on the motor. So I'm glad I went with a higher torque motor. That's gonna affect temperatures and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens though. I might have to go in and make some adjustments. But at any rate, I'm not gonna keep rambling about this thing. I've said what I had to say about this and how it should be made. I mean, the new 4S trucks that Arrma have that kind of follow this platform that they're putting a differential in, they're giving you a hole to set the mesh. So but I don't even know if that's good enough where you can reach both screw holes, because it's probably gonna pivot and you'd still need to reach both screw holes. I don't know, I haven't really looked at that, but they did address this with that. Maybe they'll come out with version 4 on the 3S line and address that. We can only hope. And like I said, even the upgrades didn't bother to address it, which is really weird to me, you know. So I guess the only place to go, I don't even know how that's set up, because I'm not buying a super expensive model. Yeah, I got my tires in. I told y'all I was gonna use the tires off the Granite. I like them. They're wider, much wider than the big rock tires. They got a deep seating in them. They got a nice offset to them. So it's gonna widen the car, I think, a little bit as well, and help with stability. All of those little things, bringing it down some, you know, widening it out, all those little things. Traxxas radio, still in here, because I don't want to buy a bunch of different radios, simple as that. I can buy a receiver, connect it to my Traxxas radio, and do my thing. I think that's about all I got to say for it right now. It is a money pit. I believe that. It's a money pit. That's my opinion. Just because of the silly things that you run into and that you should actually get, even at the price point, you should get those things. Every other vehicle that you buy at this price point has addressed this stuff. So I don't get why Arrma feel like they so much more, you know, higher end, that all of a sudden you can't compete with the competition. I will say something that's nice about the new Creighton and the new Outcast. They did drop the price on that. So maybe they're hearing rants like this, you know, maybe they're trying to address it. But do something about this line. People want this line too. They enjoy this line too. It's clear that they buying it. So address that stuff. I mean, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that noticed this. So one of you bigger guys out here doing these reviews, make sure you mention it. Don't just, you know, talk about how great it is and don't point this stuff out. I think you should, if we follow you, you should at least tell us the truth. You know, tell us the truth. Tell us what you ran into. That's why I don't buy a vehicle unless it's been around a while, so I can have a chance to do my homework. I knew I was gonna run into a lot of stuff with this, but because I wanted to be able to speak to Arrma with an experienced perspective, that's why I did this. Because in truth, seeing what I saw, if not for just the simple fact of not having people come back and say, well, if you never owned an Arrma, you can't talk about an Arrma. Well, you can't say that to me now, because I own an Arrma. So I know what I'm saying. And you know what I'm saying. So you fanboys, whatever y'all own, Traxxas, Arrma, whatever y'all fanboys do, that's y'all. Keep the comments positive. I ain't mad at you. That's what you want. This is what you like. Do your thing. But me, I gotta tell the truth. I gotta put it where it is. This is a money pit. There's too many things that you gotta fix. I gotta bring up my boy Jane. Ultimate RC back in the day. He didn't care. if your RC is garbage, you're gonna know it's garbage because he loves to do that durability test and all of that stuff. And he talk about this very thing, all of the things that you gotta do just to make it so you can drive it in peace instead of driving it in pieces. I think that stuff's important, man. I think it's important. Because when you make, time's tight. We all trying to have a hobby and enjoy things and try to keep the stress of life down and just have a nice quality of life. And when you decide to put your money in the direction, you want your money to go somewhere. You want to get your money's worth. You don't want to buy a pile of problems, brand new. I understand if you're doing a restoration, okay. But you got these problems brand new. It's poorly designed. I mean, the theory is good, but it's just a couple of things here and there that you could have addressed. You could have addressed it at the beginning of the design. You got three and four models based on this platform. You got 4 models at least that I can think of right now. Obviously, the Big Rock. You got the Granite. You got the Vortex. And you got the Typhon. All based on this. Anyway, I'm done rambling, pointing out the fact that this is a money machine. I'm not changing my mind from this point. Because too many silly things. Too many silly little things, man, that you run into. Some stuff was on me, but you can't set the gear mesh, so now you stripping gears. You gotta buy metal diff yokes so you don't strip gears. You got plastic pivot balls everywhere. Plastic. I guess it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other about the pillow balls. But everybody else used metal, so I figured, why wouldn't you just go ahead with metal? The chassis is notorious for cracking, whatever. Anyway, I keep saying I'm done, but then I keep talking. I'm gonna stop. Be careful out there. The weather's tough. The weather's rough. Storms all over the nation. Cold. You know what I mean? Floods and everything. Be safe out there, guys. Prayers are with everybody. Yeah. And again, if you ain't crashing, you ain't bashing. This is TKS Hobby signing out. Peace.